Open tabs, margin notes, highlighter, bleed through quotes, research mind, steady eye, patterns only she can note. I-90 fog, whispering under wheel, skyline, afterglow, 2 states, packed rooms, quiet minds that know, no sign needed out front. They circle to a voice, questions rise before she starts, curiosity by choice. She pivots mid-lecture, checks who's leaning in close. Say the part you skip out loud, that's where the learning goes. Heads home with the speakers up, Biggie in the background, mind still mapping theories while the city slows down. She teaches the why behind the crime, the hurt behind the face, Philly in her backbone, psychology in her grace. Don't let the hype fool you, she stands 10 stories tall. She don't just teach the lesson, she teaches you through it all. Late nights with case files open, notes in the margin glow. She's showing you your story's roots, so you can choose where to go. Yeah. Biggie quotes inside the slides, right next to coping skills. Spread love between the lines of how a nervous system feels. Long days, quiet grit, humor in the punchlines. You are more than this moment, written 10 times, old assessments in a folder, ink dust on the sleeve. She can map anxious attachment before you know you grieve. 1 foot in Jersey lecture halls, 1 on the Philly street. Home is where she learned to fight, classes where we don't repeat. Grown kids texting check-ins, pride she doesn't post. She teaches minds all day, then goes in mother's most. Case files, true crime, mind behind the scenes. She doesn't tell you what they did, she shows you what it means. Your story is not your diagnosis. You are allowed to rewrite it.
How about I turn on my mic? Hi everyone. Who the hell did I scare? A. Higgins. That was so funny. I saw your comment and started like laughing out loud because that happens to me all the time. I like won't be paying attention and then all of a sudden something happens and I'm like, oh my god. So that's funny. I didn't mean to scare you. How's everyone doing today? Sorry, I'm like giving you a show over here. Not bad. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, how y'all doing? Who's in here? Let's see. Oh wow. Come on in. We have Cuff You. Hi, Cuff You. We have Scarious Black. We have Joan Marie, Kathy, A. Higgins, Casey. I was going to say Casey better be here. I'm going to kick her ass because Casey, I was thinking of you. And oh, look, a squirrel. I thought of you and put purple in my PowerPoint. Hi, Miss Harlot Queen. How are you? If only we had truth, I would feel like more full. Oh, Thomas is here. Hi, Thomas. Marie and Bella. Hi. Good afternoon. Come on in. Kathy's here. Oh my God, did I say Joan? Nobody told me that. I just looked at Joanne and was like, oh shit, I think I just said Joan. If I did, Joanne, you could call me Dr. Vana. People do that all the time, even though it's Dr. Bona. All right, let's see. You're on your way to the pool? I'm so jealous. I'm peanut butter and jelly. For sure. I love a pool. You haven't? Yeah, Joanne, I'm sorry. Did I say Joan, though, by accident? As soon as I said it, I, like, again, laughed in my head and was like, oh my gosh, that's another name. Just like we know, who was it? Oh, Linnell. Do you guys remember that? Oh my God. I wanted to die. So today, you guys, this is the deal. I think today's going to be an interesting show, and let me tell you why. I teach psychology for a living, so I've been doing this for over 20 years. I teach psychopathology or abnormal psychology. It depends on where you take it. And I taught it today. One of the things that students love for some reason is talking about personality disorders. So I was like, my daughter was like, Mom, like, what are some other things that you could like really talk about with this Mackenzie Shirilla case? And I'm like, you know what? I was like, personality disorders, let's talk about it. Not that we're diagnosing anyone, but every time I watch a YouTube video that has anything to do with the psychology of, everyone's throwing out like cluster B, borderline, narcissist, all these things. So I decided to put something together just to teach at least cluster B. So we don't have to do the 3 clusters. We could just do cluster B. That seems to be the one that people are most interested in and the one that probably fits this case as far as behavioral patterns. So that is the one that I'm focusing in on. I went a little bit crazy though, because some of you know how my brain gets and it just goes and goes and goes. So I did a full-on deep dive. Let me just show you guys. I am not going to share this today as far as the slides I made for today. I made more than one set. Well, what happened was I did a deep dive and then I was like, this is way too long. I wouldn't even stay for this long of a deep dive. I was like, I'm going to have to split this up. Like, there's just no way. So then I did a second one, which took part of this. So my deep dive, you guys, is 28 slides. We are not doing 28 slides. Don't worry. I'm going to have to do that in multiple lives. But I want to just show you real quick what I did so you guys could get an idea so that you know to come back next time, because I think it's going to be so interesting. I put together, I mean, when you guys see, there's like 2 full pages of references. So everything, when you come to me, you're going to get stuff that is cited. So I definitely am research based. So let me show you this real quick. Hold on, let me move this too. It was covering stuff up. All right, we could leave that there for now. Okay, so, oh, and I feel like the design in the background, is that going to be a problem? Let me see. No, we could do it. All right, so in the background I have my, I don't know if you could see it. I'm going to show you real quick. So there you go. But if it's like distracting, somebody let me know and I'll change it. But anyway, so this is the deep dive I did, and I'm just going to go through it real quick just to show you guys like what to expect. But then, like I said, I only took a section of it for us to cover today. It was like, I did almost like an overview. So these are some of the things that you can, oh wait, this isn't the one. Hold on. Stop the share. It gave me the wrong slides. All right, hold on. That wasn't the right one. I did different slides. You guys, if anybody ever looked at my, what's it called, my files, you would be like, oh my gosh, this bitch is crazy. Because I happen to love to do dorky stuff like creating PowerPoint slides. All right, come on, where are you? I'm just going to open it from here and then I'll just connect it. Usually I download it. Here we go. All right, now I'm going to show you this way instead, just to make it a little easier. Oh, Anna's right here, I think. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. All right, get rid of that and share this. Okay, here we go. I see it. So this, my friends, is an example of, here we go, that way I can see. Okay, so this right here is an example of what I did as far as like what to expect. Let me go all the way back. There's literally so many slides here, you guys. So this is what it looks like. I'll just like skip through a little bit so you could see. Oh, is this the same one? I don't know why I did that. All right, well, this is it. This is pretty much it. So we go over cluster B. We go over evidence. So I went through, and when I tell you I did the research on this, you guys, when I say I deep dive, I deep dive. So it's all this stuff. I don't know why it's not pulling up. Here it goes. This is the one that I edited. Hopefully it'll switch over. Let me see. Could I share this one instead? All right, let me try this instead, you guys, because that's annoying me because I did this whole edit thing and it wasn't showing all the edits, which is no big deal, but still. Let's see. Okay, hopefully this one's it. Yes, I think it is. All right, it shouldn't. All right, it is. Okay, so this is it. This is what I did. All right, so over here we have This is not a diagnosis, which I always start out with, but then I go into cluster B, the DSM map. So I give us the lens. So we have the different traits here. So I'm going to go over this one today a little bit. That's in my one for today. I go over the evidence. So I pull evidence from, like I'm telling you, I pulled exact quotes. I was writing stuff down, listening to the audios of the prison calls, and I was like flabbergasted with some stuff. But I was like, oh yeah. But then over here we have the official record. So I have a link in here for the official record. Then I go into a timeline for anybody that doesn't know, then a developmental pathway. So showing how we go from rule violation to risk taking to crisis behavior to family rescue, like needing her family to rescue her. We'll talk about attachment and volatility. Then I go into the 4 different personality disorders that fall under cluster B, which are borderline, narcissistic, antisocial, and histrionic. Histrionic is not in a table like this one because I don't see this, like I see this secondary to the other ones. When I see these other ones, and again, this isn't diagnosing anybody, we're talking about behavior patterns here, but when we look at borderline behavior traits, I even put like, what is the strength of this? Just meaning like, there's a high probability here. I'm a statistician, so everything I do is data driven. So that's why I always do that. So, and this one, the self-harm and the threats, I put strong if documented because I feel like there's one documented case, but then the mom goes back on it in the jail call and says that it wasn't for that. So I don't know. So that one was a little bit confusing. So that's why I put that. But then you'll see we go into narcissistic, we go into antisocial patterns. Then the family system, so accountability shielding, so things like denying, minimizing, rescuing, deflecting, idolizing, and I give you what it sounds like so these are exact quotes or things that they were talking about, and then I tell you how that functions. I then go into the mom as an external nervous system, so I talk about Mackenzie's discomfort, for example, the tablet, the pod she's on, the warden, she wants the mom to call the warden. So the mom's role here is an advocate and a fixer. So she says to mom, well, you have to keep calling, you need to keep calling, you have to keep calling till they change it, and then the mom's like, Mackenzie, I'll let you listen today. But anyway, the mom's like, I'm not doing that for you, but doesn't say it like she's not going to do it for her. She says it like, I think what the mom meant, at least this is my opinion, is like, let's not make waves right now. But that's what the mom should have said, because I don't believe that she was sentenced at this time. But instead the mom's like, Mackenzie, I'm not going to do that right now or whatever. And she did not like that. So the mom always then will jump back and like back her words up a little bit and be like, I didn't mean it, like I meant da 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 da, or and she tries to fix it so that Mackenzie, calms down, I guess, if you will. What's up, Twisted Crime Tales? And who else did I just say? A wise woman. Hey, you guys. Okay, then I go into the dad's dynamic. So we do mom, we do dad. I want to add the sister in there. We finally got from Plunder True Crime more than one phone call where you hear the sister in the background. We're going to hear one of them today. When evidence feels like persecution, we're going to get into, this was a big one. So there's one prison call. I don't know if you guys had heard it yet, but hi, Jen Pop LWAP, you caught alive. You did. So there's this one jail call where the mom and Mackenzie are speaking, and you guys, it's all about me. And she legit says, quote, why did I have to hear that? She's referring to the day that they were talking about the injuries of Dom and Davion. And she was like, why do I have to be in the room to hear this? Like, in other words, why, she shouldn't have to hear this. It made her sick to her stomach is what she says, right? So, oh wait, what's really tiny? What's really tiny? Oh, the words. That's why this isn't what I'm going over today. I'm just showing you here, and I was just giving you an example. So she says, like, why did I have to hear that? You guys, I'm going to make all this bigger for when I do that. I'm just showing you the deep dive that I went into so that you guys can understand the depth of research that I did. And therefore, for me, it makes it feel like the stuff that I do go over in a few minutes is going to be more valuable. Anyway, she says things like, why did I have to hear that? That's her distress. That has nothing to do with empathy for someone else. If she was feeling empathy or remorse, she would say something like, why did they have to endure that? So not why do I have to say it, but oh my gosh, like how I can't believe they had to endure that. Then I go over the difference between distress versus remorse and how that fits into personality. I do a statement analysis. You guys, I go into this. Apology language versus the surrounding behavior, like examples. I then tell us, I bring it into the present. I talk about entitlement. I talk about post-conviction continuity, the deja vu. There's a deja vu call where it is so awkward. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet, but Mackenzie's like, oh my God, Mom, I had a dream. I had deja vu. I was sitting at this table in jail. And it's not, for me, it was less about her saying that she had deja vu and more about how the mom responded. She was like, oh my God, Ken's, oh my gosh. And the dad's like, what's going on? And she's like, she just had deja vu. And he must have said who? And she goes, Ken's did. Ken's had deja vu. And I was like, what the hell? So I go over that. I go over the family system cycle. And then victim center frame, I go into a closing. I give you sources here. There's a ton here. And then I give you a whole other page of sources. And they're all linked. All the links work. So people will be able to go and upload, download, whatever you call it. So I'm going to stop sharing this because I'm done showing you that. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of what to expect when we do that. Now I'm going to show you what I did today, but I'm going to share that in a second, but I'm first going to go to one of the jail calls because I've learned in my time doing content creation that you have to mix it up because people have a short attention span, including myself, right? So let's hear real quick about, I want you guys to hear a little bit of the conversation, how she converts with her sister. And I want you to pay attention on this call. Not only how does she conversate or converse with her sister, but I want you to pay attention to how the mom talks to Mackenzie versus how she talks to Danny. Now, I am not sure, if somebody could let me know, this would be great, but does anybody know if Danny, I feel like I've heard somewhere, and I'm not saying this for any other reason than I heard this and I just want to verify, does Danny have autism or anything like that? And again, I don't know this. I'm literally asking if anybody knows. I don't know where I heard that from, but I would never put that out there as a fact if I didn't know it for sure. So I don't know if anybody knows anything like that, and if so, where I could find that information. But so in other words, I don't know if the mom is treating them different because I don't know, she feels like they have different capabilities, but then you're going to hear that Danny winds up having the same teacher. So this is the thing, you guys. Why is this call so important that we're about to listen to? Not only do I want you to hear the mom and the two sisters and hear how they all talk to each other, I also want you to pay attention to Louis Serino. Louis Serino, let me make sure you guys can see what I'm saying. Oh, yes, you can. Louis Serino, you guys, right here. This is a government and history teacher, and he was a football coach at Strongsville High School. However, he was first employed at another high school not too far away. No, I didn't say family of psychos. I definitely didn't say family of psychos. I didn't say that. I don't know what I said. I'll have to rewind it, but I would never call somebody if I was calling anybody a family of psychos, it would be my own. I don't know what I said though. If somebody remembers what I said, it probably sounded like that, but I definitely wouldn't say family of psychos. Okay, and thank you so much. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Casey said she's never heard that and that she would have remembered if she did. Thank you, Casey. Okay, well, then there you go. So, and if anybody does know anything different, let me know. All right, so this Louis Serino, you guys, he winds up 1 year after Hi, Birdie. 1 year after Mackenzie goes to jail, he winds up pleading guilty to, what was it? Sexual misconduct with a minor. Okay? This is why I want you to listen. And I am not implying anything. I'm just saying. I want to hear what you guys hear is what I'm saying. So I'm not implying anything here other than the fact that I want you to hear what Mackenzie says to her sister. This call happens to coincide with a few months before he gets caught or before he's confronted about this. Allegedly, the high school that he worked at before this, there were allegations, but he never was arrested or caught or fired or anything. So he was able to then get this position at Strongsville, where we all know, right, that our behaviors are pretty consistent. The best predictor of future behavior is past relevant behavior. So people don't usually move and just stop their behaviors. They just continue them in a new setting. So if this is true, I just want you guys to hear. I just want to hear what you guys hear. So let's listen to this real.
Because he talked about the car.
I think I said it, but this is Plunder True Crime. Everyone, please, obviously, you're probably already subscribed to Plunder. Everybody is, but I have to put it out there. And thank you, Plunder. You're amazing.
Accident. He was on the news and shit, talking about it.
That's okay.
No, it's not. That's weird to me. Like, I feel like he doesn't fuck with me because of that shit. He thinks I did it on purpose.
No, he likes you, Beth. Remember?
He liked me, and then he went on the news talking about the car accident. So if he says anything weird to you, Danny, report his ass.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. He was talking about the car accident, not negatively about you.
Oh, no, that was weird to me.
So I totally forgot. Plunder gives us like highlights of what's coming up, and I believe she's showing or letting us hear the highlights. So you will hear this in context in a minute.
Okay.
She didn't say anything to you, Danny?
No. Honestly, nothing really happened. Nothing really bad happened.
No one said anything?
Oh.
Like scared?
No, she was like shouting my last name in the class, but I pointed at her. So. No, she was going.
Danny?
No. Honestly, nothing really happened. Nothing really bad happened.
No one said anything to you?
I got a weird ass look from announcing my last name in the class, but I pointed at her. So. No, she was going. Really? Oh.
Like scared?
No, she was like shocked. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know.
She looked what?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Excess Secure Pack?
Yeah, that's where the
We don't use that. We use Keefe.
That's where it said. That's where it took me.
Oh, it took you to Keefe or no?
No, just hold on a second. I'm picking up Danny. Remember?
Well,
Can you call me back in 5 minutes?
no. Can't you just put me on hold? Or Merce hold?
Yeah, hold on.
I hope no one gave her a hard time.
Huh?
I hope no one gave her a hard time.
I'm sure nobody did. Hold on, I'm gonna try and call Danny.
Are you ready to type the number down? Oh my god.
What?
Are you gonna type this number down or what?
Write it down.
I did. Are you gonna write it down?
Yes, tell me, what's the number?
Oh, 1-800.
Plunder True Crime Audio.
I have to save my commissary now because I don't have a lot of it.
Yeah.
I'm irritated.
I'm calling the scene for the call. Me too. Well, Danny's going there right now to the scene.
Because I
Real quick, you guys, take notice of her emotions. She's like really irritated with the mom. I still feel like we're on the preview of what we're gonna hear. I don't know why it's long, but maybe it's a good thing, because then if creators want to use the highlights of the audio, you could probably just play the beginning and get like all the parts, but you don't really get the context. However, take notice of her emotional shifts, because we're going to be talking about borderline narcissistic behaviors, things like that. And I want you guys to take notice of some of these things. So at one point she's mad at her mom. She wants her mom to take down the number. I don't think the mom wrote down the number. Danny winds up taking it down. But I think the mom just placates her, right? She is such a brat, right? Dago, she's such a brat. So I agree with that. What's up, Are You Sunny Now? Hey, you guys, come on in. Thank you for being here. But again, you'll see how she goes from completely aggravated with her mom, like getting very, very like short with her mom, to her mom saying like, what's the number? And she's like, oh, okay. And like her mood just changes. Then she goes right back to being aggravated again. So just notice her emotional shift and the intensity of the emotional shifts.
My commentary. I have like 4 things. Everyone got dumbass big bags and shit, and I don't have shit.
Yeah. Can you call them while I'm on the phone with her and ask them about their order, this order, please? I don't know anything about it, Ellie. Okay, I'll deal with it then. Nobody knows anything, Kenzie, so I got to do it.
I want to talk to you though.
Yeah. I mean, you're good for a little while, yeah?
Yeah.
Jeez, it's okay.
But this might be the last time I'll be able to call you tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come out again.
So yeah, that must have been some of the highlights. I don't think I realized that that was the dad in the background. I was listening.
Hey, hold on.
I was listening before, and I think I thought it was Danny in the background. It's not. That was her dad. He was very impatient with the mom. That is so interesting, you guys. So it seems like, and again, this is all just my opinion, allegedly, but it seems like Mackenzie and the dad, when they cause distress, the mom's immediate reaction is to de-escalate. Like, even with the dad just now, she's like, all right. If my husband flipped like that, I'd be like, have a fucking seat. Like, are you serious? I don't know. Not that that's the right thing to do. Just saying.
Should I have my mom, like come up here or something, like, or, like, my dad or something? What if they end up, like, not even coming up back here tomorrow? Okay, because my mom, it was $100 my mom spent, so. All right, well, thank you. What did you order the commissary off of? Was it like Keefe or something like that? Keefe? Like, what was it? I mean, it was all the same. So what was it?
It was, let me get my glasses. Thank you for using Access Secure Pack.
What the fuck is that? Access Secure Pack?
Yeah, that's where
we don't use that. We use Keefe.
That's where it said. That's where it took me.
Oh, it took you to Keefe or no?
No, just hold on a second.
Plunder, True Crime Audio.
I don't know. She said it took her somewhere that wasn't Keefe, but so like I don't know. Cause I think that
Access Secure Pack. I went on the commissary.
Yeah.
What?
They're not affiliated with that, so you order that shit for like I don't know.
No, I put your number in there and it gave me the facility name and everything.
And it gave her the facility name and stuff. It said Cuyahoga County?
Yes.
She said yeah. I'm just gonna have them come up here or something and try to figure it out.
Okay, right there, you guys. What entitlement is that, right? So she has her mom. She's like, I'm just going to have them come up right now and, like, fix this, pretty much. So mom is very much so, dad too, the fixer. But mom seems to be the one to, like, when dad does do the fixing, if you will, it's usually when mom's suggestion, or she'll ask him, like, to go up there, things like that. So just the fact that, and so what's happening right now, in case you're a little bit confused, apparently the jail that Mackenzie, or the prison Mackenzie's in, they order from this place called Keefe, and the mom ordered commissary from somewhere else. So Mackenzie's right now finding out that the reason everybody else got a bags of stuff and she got nothing is because her mom ordered it from somewhere that they don't associate with, I guess. She also winds up telling us that my mom and dad need to figure it out or whatever because my mom spent like $100. I don't know if anybody knows, but isn't commissary like, not that it's cheap, but isn't it like fairly inexpensive? But so like it wouldn't, like what the hell did the mom buy that she got her $100 worth of commissary for 1 week? I mean, maybe it's me, maybe I'm just frugal, I don't know.
Wait,
now I'm right now?
She worked here a long time and she never heard of none of that.
Should Daddy come now?
I mean, if he can.
Plunder. True
I don't know if that will help.
audio.
Nobody ever told me that they don't deliver that. It pulled up your information and everything. I didn't even have to click anything or type anything. I put your number in and it found you.
Yeah, because the people that deliver to us is Keefe, Keefe, or something like that, Keefe.
Well, if I gotta call Daddy, but I don't want to hang up with you.
You can call him off of my phone.
I'm picking up Danny, remember?
Well,
can you call me back in 5 minutes?
No. Can't you just put me on hold? Or Merce calls?
Yeah, hold on.
Can't you just put me on hold? Like, are you serious? Come on. So, look a squirrel real quick. Look a squirrel says that mom was histrionic, like with that comment to hubby. Which comment? And do you think histrionic for mom? I don't know that I see mom as histrionic. I think we will see. I mean, everybody has this is just our opinions. Neither one of us really know, right? So we're just speculating here. Isn't it junk food, says, are you sunny now? I think that you could get things like underwear and, shampoo and stuff. I didn't realize that it was expensive. Thank you for telling me. So the prices aren't as high as you would expect. Okay, but they're still expensive. That's good to know. Good to know, good to know. Yeah, she is just entitled 100%. Read my comment. Wait, which one? I thought I just put it up. I highlighted the one where you said that it was expensive. Is that the one you're talking about? If that's it, I did highlight that. The one where you said that you know from your son that it's expensive. It's somewhere right over here, but I definitely just highlighted that a few minutes ago. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Probably varies by jail. Letitia Stalch jail food wasn't very expensive. I think it's around 50 cents for ramen noodles, and that's what they cost now. So there you go. So maybe it does. I know that you could also buy other things. Like nowadays you can get, like you could buy your family like meals. I know that Stephen Stearns, do you guys remember that with his jail calls, and he tells his parents, he's like, oh, you don't have to, but you can pay a little extra. What did he want? He wanted the pizza and hot wings. I don't know how I remember this, you guys. And they came together. And then there was one like a calzone and something. Yeah. His parents wind up getting him the cheeseburger, and he said it was the best cheeseburger he's had in a long time, which I'm sure it was. Oh, look, a squirrel says, when she was passive aggressive with the never mind, I'll fix it. Oh, I see. So you just mean as, I see what you're saying. Absolutely. So not diagnostically, just behaviorally. I could see that. I see what you're saying. We're also going to learn, you guys, one of the things that I had to remind my class today is that a lot of times people, look, a squirrel real quick. I think it's borderline all the way. So histrionic, when you think of histrionic, I want you to think of, have you ever seen the movie Obsessed with Beyonce? The other person, not Beyonce, but the other actress plays a really good histrionic role. So with histrionic, I think in that movie, and again, it's been a really long time, but from my memory, like she was a secretary and like she thought that the boss was in love with her, and somebody that's histrionic would think like let's say I'm the boss and I buy everybody lunch. Somebody that's histrionic would think, oh, you guys, come on, like they bought us lunch because he wanted to get me lunch, like, but he can't do that. He has a wife, so he has to buy everybody lunch. So it's like stuff like that. Like, so I don't know what I think for mom yet as far as her personality characteristics, but I see a few cluster B things with her too. So we will get into that. But what I was saying before was real quick about my students. Today I had to remind them that sometimes when we say things like, oh, that person is so bipolar because they were happy one minute and sad the next, that's the wrong diagnosis, if you will. And again, people aren't diagnosing, at least I hope not, but you guys know what I mean. So when somebody's like, oh, they were so bipolar, they were happy one minute, sad the next, I'm like, that is not bipolar. Bipolar is two, so bipolar, opposite. So you have mania and then you have depression, but it's not like emotional dysregulation like you would see with borderline personality disorder. So when people say things like, oh, they're so bipolar, they're really probably saying that they're so borderline personality. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right, let's continue this real quick.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Danny, I have Mackenzie on the phone. Can you find her?
Where are you? No.
I'm in the last row of the parking lot.
Okay. Bye. Love you.
Bye. Love you too.
I hope no one gave her a hard time.
Huh?
I hope no one gave her a hard time.
I'm sure nobody did. Hold on. I'm going to try and call Daddy.
That was her sister that we heard for a second.
Hello?
Okay.
Did he answer?
Yeah, he's going to go right now.
Okay.
How can Danny not find me?
Is this her first day ever doing this?
All I said was I'm in the last row of the parking lot.
You're parked?
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to call her. Wait a minute.
Hurry, hurry. Hello?
Yeah, she found me. Well, I found her.
I want to know about her day.
I know, me too. She was trashed. She was tired. Let's see, here she goes. You tired? I'm going to put you on the speaker going to the car, Mackenzie, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hold on, it's going to connect. Are you there?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, you there?
Yeah.
She wants to know how your day was. Tell us about your day.
Honestly, nothing really happened. Nothing really bad happened.
No one said anything to you?
I got a weird ass look from announcing my last name in the class, but I quit at her. So. She was feeling
Really?
oh.
Like scared?
No, she just looked shocked. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know.
She looked what?
She just looked at her with like wide eyes.
Yeah, she was.
And Danny didn't care. She was like, come at me, bro.
That part bothers me, and let me tell you why. I'm going to rewind it so you can rehear it. She asked Danny, so she wants to know if the teacher said, or if anybody said anything to her that day in school. It was her first day of school. And Danny tells her, no, nobody said anything, that nothing bad happened. And she said, except for when she said her last name in one of the classes, somebody looked at her and was like, gave her a look. But when Danny says it, she said that the person just looked at her like, but obviously Mackenzie can't see what she's doing. So Mackenzie's like, what? And then the mom jumps in and was like, oh, the girl looked at her with wide eyes. And Danny was like, come at me, bro. Like, come at me, bro. Like, that. Danny does not say that by any means. So why does the mom feel the need to say that? Is it just a placate to Mackenzie? So listen to that again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know.
She looked what?
She just looked at her with like wide eyes. Yeah, and Danny didn't care. She was like, come at me, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, let's stand up for you.
Literally, Danny does not say that. She says that she came at her like, come at me, bro. Danny says nothing like that. Listen one more time.
She looked what?
She just looked at her with like wide eyes. Yeah, and Danny didn't care. She was like, come at me, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, let's stand up for you. But I mean, we don't know what that looked like. We don't know if it was malicious. No, we don't know. Maybe she's just a bitch. She is.
Who is it?
But maybe I don't know. She was in a homeroom. She's in your homeroom? She was. I've never been to her home.
Who, you got Mr. What's his name? Mr. Felton, I think is the name.
What? No, who's your government? Sereno. That's my government.
Because he talked about the car accident. He was on the news and shit, talking about it.
That's okay.
No, it's not. That's weird to me. Like, I feel like he doesn't fuck with me because of that shit. He thinks I did it on purpose.
No, he likes you, Beth. Remember?
He liked me, and then he went on the news talking about the car accident. So if he says anything weird to you, Danny, report his ass.
Yeah. No, he was talking about the car accident, not negatively about you.
Oh, no, that weird to me.
Okay.
He didn't say anything to you, Danny?
No. I told good.
I told Phil.
My astronomy teacher, I love her so much. I'm in love with her. What? She's so nice and she understands me completely. What? Also, I'm going by Bella with my classes, so she contacted. It's just okay. I got anything too. Well, why do you love your astrology teacher? Oh, she's cool. Hold on. Okay.
I told Phil to have people watch out for Danny.
Oh, he goes here still?
No, he graduated last year, but he knows people there.
That's good.
Is Danny a sophomore or what? What is Danny?
Junior.
That's so weird.
Is that Lyle?
Yes.
Is that Sophie? Oh, I saw the truck. Oh, Nico? Yeah. Nico is going off the rails for you on social media again.
Hold on, Mom. Have my mom call this number? Yeah, I have to call that number.
Where's it on your phone? What? This number. Okay. Okay, got it. That's number to talk to.
Tell her to call that number, tell her all the information you gave me, the order gave on it, and then you can contact us about how long that you have to take to get.
Okay.
But it is a thing now where the family can order a car.
And the families can pick out what you get and stuff? Okay. So, Mom, I have this. So call this number. I don't know.
Thunder, True Crime Audio.
Man, why would All right, ready? Are you ready to type the number down? Oh my God. What? Are you gonna type this number down or what?
Write it down.
I did. Are you gonna write it down?
Yeah, tell me, what's the number?
Oh, 1-800 546 6283.
Okay, and then do what?
And then call them and tell them the information that you gave me.
Okay. Repeat the number. No, I got it. Wrote it.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
1-800 546 83. Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Well, how was your pickle?
I didn't eat it yet. I have to save my commissary now because I don't have a lot of it.
So she's saying there right now that she didn't eat her pickle because she has to like spread out her commissary because she doesn't have a lot of it. So it's like feel bad for me again type thing. So that was the part where I told you that the mom doesn't really write the phone number down. She has to repeat it, and Danny's like, I got it. And Mackenzie actually says, thank you, Danny, right? Yeah, it would never cross my mind to speak to my mom like that either. I would have been afraid I got smacked. I totally agree. And cuff you, I don't know what I missed, but I think I missed something because I do have my live chat on. I'm trying my hardest to get to all of them. I don't know what I missed, though. I do apologize if I missed something from somebody. That's not on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm irritated.
I'm calling to see if we're on the phone. Me too. Well, Danny's going there right now to see.
Because I need my commissary. I have like 4 things. Everyone's got dumbass big bags and shit, and I don't have shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it told me to go, so that's what I did. I mean, it put the facility in there and everything.
Did you guys hear that? I don't think I picked up on that the first time. Listen, the mom, she says to the mom about, like, she bitches about the commissary, and the mom's like, yeah. And Mackenzie literally goes, yeah. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, listen to this.
Commissary. I have like 4 things. Everyone's got dumbass big bags and shit, and I don't have shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it told me to go, so that's what I did. I mean, it put the facility in there and everything. So as soon as we're off this call...
Can you get me off speakerphone? Because I can barely hear you.
Yeah, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
As soon as we're off this call, I will call them, okay?
I wish I could take pictures on here and send them to you.
Oh, me too.
Oh, shit. What the fuck? I, like, did all my messages, and now I have 5 messages to reply to.
Wait, hold on. Daddy wants to tell me something out the window.
Danny?
Daddy?
Oh.
Hold on. Here, go ahead. What's up? I have the email. That's just for the confirmation. Just come here for a minute. All right. Sorry, Kenzie. That's where they took me. Sorry.
What happened?
You know, I don't know what I'm doing. We're all new at this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, you probably did it right. I don't know why it just didn't come.
Yeah. I'll call that number. I'll have Daddy call it since we're on the phone. That way we can do 2 things at one time.
I would rather just talk to you.
That's what I mean, so I'll have Daddy call. Yay! Hey, baby. Here's my last door. Take that. Take it. Yeah, but you put it on top of the keys. Here. Okay, go. Okay. I will. I bet. Okay. So how else is your day? What else is going on?
I don't know. First of all, didn't get no sleep last night because this bitch keeps fucking gagging in her room all night. She don't shut the fuck up. I get no sleep because all I hear is her all night long.
Yeah. Can you call them while I'm on the phone with her and ask them about their disorder, please? Okay, I'll deal with it then. Nobody knows anything, Kenzie, so I got to do it.
I want to talk to you though.
I know, me too. When this call is off, then we'll do it.
Okay, then I'm gonna call you back. Call you back soon.
Yeah. I mean, you're good for a little while, yeah?
Yeah.
Jeez, it's okay.
But this might be the last time I'll be able to call you tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come out again. Okay. Well, yes, I am because I have my video call with you, so I'll be.
You have 1 minute left.
Let me see how much time I have left on my lunch. See if you can squeeze out another call. Are you able to call me again right now or no?
No, I'll just wait till our video calls. 7:30, and 8.
Okay.
That would be good. But I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
I'll talk to you.
Pat, would you message me, please, for the love of all things?
I messaged you like already, so I'm confused. Which one?
You did? Oh,
yes.
It'll take a while. Okay.
Which one? To your people? That one?
I don't even care.
I messaged you. I did already today.
Good.
All right, love you, Mom.
I love you too, baby. I'm gonna call these people right now.
All right, I love you, Mom. Bye. Love you.
Oh, I love you
Wait
too.
till it hangs up, though.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for using
Love you, Mom. Bye.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Love you.
She's unreal. Wait till it hangs up, though. You guys, are we ever going to be able to see the messages that they write to each other on the Chromebook? Did you just hear what I said? You can tell I have a kid in school. On their tablet. You know how, like, we were able to read Stephen Stern's? Will we ever be able to read hers? I'm curious. So, real quick, let's switch over now. Let me share this real quick. Let me share my slides. Okay. So, here goes slides for my little presentation that I have. So, wait, let me take down the chat while I have this up real quick so that you guys could see it. And then I'll just put it back up. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's go over cluster B traits. So again, this is from my bigger research that I did. And if you guys didn't see, you could go back and look in the beginning. I take you through my research that I did on this and show you what you could expect in the future. But for right now, today, we are going to talk about cluster B as it relates to personality disorders. So, oh wait, hold on. Don't do that to me. All right, here we go. Sorry, I just accidentally closed my notes on myself, but I got it. Here we go. So let's talk real quick about cluster B. We already talked about it a little bit. So tonight, or today, whatever you want to call it, we are going to not throw any diagnoses out there, right? So we're going to look more at the DSM-5 TR, which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders. We are on the 5th edition text revision, and cluster B is often used, not used, we often see it, rather, that's what I should have said. We often see cluster B behaviors when we look at things like true crime. So it is not uncommon for us to see some of these behaviors in other criminals as well. Okay, so again, the ones that we talk about, or the ones that fall under cluster B, are borderline, narcissistic, antisocial, and histrionic personality. Again, what makes a personality disorder is that it's pervasive, long-standing, right? So when you have any of the other disorders, a personality disorder is separated from the other disorders, and it's separated with mental disability. So what makes a personality disorder different than, let's say, any of the other disorders? So whether we're talking about depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, anxiety, any of them, you don't feel different from your usual self. So let's say somebody gets anxiety or depression, they feel different than what they used to, right? Other people will say things like, are you okay? I noticed a difference, da 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 da. So with that being said, you deviate. That's the word I'm looking for. You deviate from yourself. With a personality disorder, because it's pervasive and it starts with our personality and continues throughout development, you never do that with a personality disorder. So therefore, it's almost insulting to somebody that has a personality disorder for somebody else to tell them, like a doctor or something, that they may have a personality disorder. A lot of antisocial personality isn't even diagnosed until somebody is has to get a court-ordered mental evaluation. So there's that too, right? Also remember that these disorders are spectrum. So let's take antisocial, for example. There's a spectrum of antisocial. So on one end, you have Ted Bundy, right? But then on the other end, you could have a successful business owner. So not everybody with antisocial personality disorder is going to go on to harm people. So remember, it's a spectrum. With that being said, let's look at what behaviors do we see in Mackenzie. So again, there's no diagnosis. We're just going to look at some of these behaviors. So let's do this. My throat hurts so bad, you guys. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. So we have cluster B. Cluster B, what it means. Oh, I couldn't get that out. So it's a personality disorder. It's, again, a pervasive pattern affecting cognition, emotion, interpersonal functioning, and impulse control. So you'll see that these disorders, what makes cluster B disorders similar is odd and eccentric behavior, okay? We're going to look at the lens here, the core pattern, and then the examples. I hope you guys could see this well. If not, I apologize. I could always make it bigger before I put it up in like Discord or something. but hopefully you guys could see it. So the first one here, the first lens says borderline traits. And again, we're talking about traits here, not disorder. So with borderline traits, we have impulsivity in relationships, self-image, affect. So your affect is like your facial expression, and impulsivity. So an example here would be abandonment panic. So she gets panicked about, the thought of Dom leaving her. So when it's up to her and she wants to say whether her and Dom could break up, that's fine. But if he says it, it's like, oh no. So she definitely shows a fear of abandonment, in my opinion. We also have external regulation. So, looking at things like mom and stuff for validation and things like that. We have fast emotional resets here. We just saw that in the call that we listened to. She's aggravated. Then the mom's like, what's the number? She's happy again. Then commissary comes up a minute later. She's aggravated again. So, and then she's like, I love you, I love you, I love you. So there's just a whole lot going on. And her ability to emotionally regulate, in my opinion, is almost non-existent. Okay? This is just my opinion though. Narcissistic traits, and again, I'm giving you the traits of cluster B right now. So this is separate from Mackenzie. I was just giving you an example of what we might see in that case, but this is just going over them as a whole. Narcissistic traits, you guys, this is grandiosity. This is feeling special, having a need for admiration. So you need people to admire you. Entitlement goes under narcissistic. If you are entitled and you never are held accountable by your parents or by the law or your teachers, like if you're always getting over on people, things like that, this could very much, lead somebody who already has the predisposition for a narcissistic trait for that to present itself. We also have a lack of empathy. And we see that here, right? She'll talk about at one point in one of the calls, apparently Dom's brother suggests that Dom was thinking about going into the military. And when Mackenzie talks about this with her mom, she's like, oh, Mom, my tears just got sucked right back up. I was like, how rude is that? So that just shows right there that your tears aren't real, because if they were, you wouldn't have been able to just suck them right back up because you disagree with something that Angelo said. Does that make sense, right? So this would be things like also her image. So the perception of her image is so important to her. She's very self-focused. Thank you, Stream Pro. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Wow, that is so nice. Thank you. I appreciate you. You guys, I'm like close to my next goal, but it's like taking forever to get there. And you probably haven't seen me as much on YouTube, but the honest truth is I can only do so much. Like if I'm not getting feedback, I'm making it up in other areas. So please subscribe if you guys want to hear this stuff, because that's really the only way that I know if it's even worth doing this. If nobody cares or wants to hear it type thing, there's no point in me. You know what I mean? I put a lot of work into this. So please subscribe if you can, if you're not already. And like, so that this could get out into the algorithm. Picking up with antisocial traits. This is a disregard for others' rights. So antisocial meaning anti-society. So we're not talking about antisocial like, social gathering. That's not what we're talking about. This is anti-social rules. I'm above the law type thing. And when you get away with things, often by your peers or by your parents or teachers or the law, this could incite somebody to continue that behavior. We also have repeated rule violation, impulsivity, irresponsibility, lack of remorse, but this is the one thing we need. So in order to diagnose, first of all, in order to diagnose personality disorder, the person should be over 18 years old. I would say, I would like to go even older than that, just because we know that the brain's not fully developed till you're 25. I'm not saying you have to wait till 25, but I would keep that in mind, right? The other thing is, when it comes to antisocial personality in general, like that specific disorder, we usually, the DSM requires you to see conduct disorder before the age of 15. Why is that important, right? So why might you want to see conduct disorder before the age of 15? And the simple answer to that is because a personality disorder is pervasive over time. So if these behaviors didn't start until last year, it's probably not a personality disorder. It could be like intermittent explosive disorder. I mean, there's many things it could be. But if you have documented juvenile delinquency before the age of 15, that is a huge indicator that if you're thinking down the path of antisocial, that would be an indicator that you're going down the right path if you have this. For this is going to be like rule violations, reckless driving, for example, theft, taking items. We see that Mackenzie, now this is later, this isn't before the age of 15, but even in jail, she gets in trouble for taking items out of the craft room, and she's always wearing clothes that she modifies that she's not allowed to do. So she just has a total disregard for the rules. Even when you hear her, in my opinion, in the jail calls, it doesn't seem like, in my opinion, that she's suffering in the way that you would think somebody would suffer in jail, right? So it seems like it's like another day at college. Even when she gets a roommate for the first time, when she gets switched to general population, it's just odd in how she's like so excited. And she's like, I love her. She's cool as shit. Like, we get along so well. It's like, what? Hi, Calissa. Let's see. I don't know if I'm missing anything. I love hearing your thoughts on psychology of criminals. It's fascinating, especially being able to hear from a knowledgeable professional. Thank you. That was so kind of you. Excuse me. Sirius can't tolerate attention-seeking people. You used to have patience, but now you find yourself wanting to scream every time I see it happening. I hear you. And, the older we get, the less likely we are to put up with behaviors like that, right? So back to our antisocial traits real quick. We have her prison write-ups. They're anti-society. Aw, Joanne, thank you for gifting me jewels. I appreciate you so much. That was so kind of you. Thank you. Wow, thanks. Next, histrionic. Just so that we know, this is excessive emotionality and attention seeking. You could say that there is excessive emotionality and attention seeking in many areas in the story. However, for me at least, I see this more as a secondary, as secondary to the others. And for me, this helps explain performance and attention seeking. But for me, it's also not the core severity of the issue. If I had to go with a core severity of the issue, or if I was going with a core behavior pattern, for me at least, I see most borderline narcissistic, and you could even say antisocial personality. And again, we're looking at traits here, we're not diagnosing. I have to make sure I say that. Okay, let's look at the developmental pathway. So this would be before the crash. So the point here is to remember that we often see these red flags long before something explosive like this car accident, right? If you look at the text messages between her and Dom, if you look at how she had no boundaries with Dom's mom, even like she would say things to the mom that like you wouldn't usually say to someone's mom, stuff, you know what I mean? She would, call on her when she wanted control back in her relationship. She would often threaten things like calling the police, right? Why is that a big deal? Because we know that Dom was arrested before, and we know that if you're arrested and we don't know, I don't know if you got probation or whatever the case may be, but you want to be on your best behavior. And Mackenzie threatens him often with, I'm going to call the police on you. So she'll often then call his mom. Like, it's just, there's so many boundaries that get crossed. There's so many examples of this, is what I'm saying. So let's look at this developmental pattern. Before we get to the crash, we need to ask whether there were warning signs. So this is because warning signs, we're not excusing anything, right? But they help us look at how patterns develop. So first we have here, this is a timeline, not a diagnosis. I made sure I put that there. But let's look at some of the things that she does, right? When she's 14 years old, there's record. And like I said, I've done this research. If you look at my deep dive that I have, that I showed in the beginning that I'm working on, you'll see that I have everything. Even here in my references, I have all of the links to these documents. So there's documented records of her shoplifting at age 14. Why is this important to me? Well, it's important because here, this could be possible conduct disorder before the age of 15, right? So she's 14. However, I will also say that many people have stolen a lipstick or an eyeliner, things like that from the drugstore. That does not mean that, that alone isn't enough. But we also hear other things of school write-ups, bullying incidences, her online, and, she tells people to go themselves and stuff. Like, she's very explosive in her words, and she's very intense too with it. Then we look at the reported, so another behavioral theme that we see when looking at her developmental pathway before the crime is we see the reported church break-in. So regardless of what her and her mom want to say, they'd like to say that Mackenzie was not interested in robbing the church or breaking into the church. And as a matter of fact, Mackenzie was in the car and didn't want to go in. If you look up the evidence, you guys, she was more than happy to be inside with them. They were smoking weed inside the church. She wants to take a globe. She looks at the different tables and stuff. She uses the word GD, God. I don't like using the Lord's name in vain, but she talks, like, she says that a few times. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm like blessing myself as she goes through the church. It's bad. This is a rule violation. Plus, it shows, it reinforces her bad behavior. So if documented, which this is, it's not just stupidity, right? It's the beginning signs of deviant behavior. And it goes with that whole anti-society or anti-rules and regulations. The next thing I have written down is reported risky driving. So smoking pot while driving, speeding, legs in a pretzel style. Do you guys remember that on her TikToks or Instagrams? Like, she put it on a lot of things. But there's an entire file in the evidence of her with risky driving behavior. So her smoking and all. One of the videos, you guys, and I've showed it on a live before. If you haven't seen it, you have to try and locate it. It is wild. She's sitting in her car driving, and she has her legs in like crisscross applesauce, whatever you want to call it, and her legs are crossed while she's driving, and she pans down so you could see that there's no feet on the gas or the brake. That right there just shows not only reckless behavior and impulsive behavior, but it also shows poor decision making, right? That's probably, not only is that not smart to do, but it's definitely less than smart to post, right? And where were her parents? Like, I don't think parents can catch everything. However, I feel like there was so much stuff out there that she put out there that someone along the way had to have brought it to someone's attention. Like, there were just so many opportunities to interfere with this kid, and it just makes me so angry that her parents didn't interfere in the way that I feel they should have. But again, that's just me. That's not, that's just Jamie. That's not Dr. Vona. That's me being a parent. Okay, so the car wasn't the first warning sign. This is sensation seeking. It's reckless. It's disregard for others' lives, right? Because you're not just putting yourself at risk when you're doing that on the road. You put other people at risk too. Even with the crash, nobody know, like she wouldn't have known if somebody was sitting outside, like maybe they went outside for a breath of fresh air, or maybe they're just coming into work. Like she could have hit another car. Like she just had a total disregard for other people. But we see that way before this car crash even. Then the next thing I have is the threats, like where she says she's going to take herself out. The mom and dad call 911 because they're afraid she's going to trash the house. If you listen to the phone call where her and her mom speak about this, the mom suggests that Mackenzie didn't trash anything yet, that they were afraid she was gonna, and that's why they called the cops, that they didn't call because they thought she was gonna herself. I was like, okay, either way, this is bad, because if they did call because of, which is what's written in the document, why would the cops put that there? If they didn't say something that made them think that. They offer, or they, suggest that she goes and gets evaluated, and the parents turn it down and say no. I'm sure Mackenzie says no. As a matter of fact, Mackenzie tells us on that call that Dom comes and picks her up. That's important. Let me tell you why, you guys. Because not only does she throw a fit to get her way, her parents go as far as calling the police, and then she's like, I'll calm down, but I need Dom to come pick me up. That is such a manipulation. I can't even tell you, right? I think the manipulation is clear there. I don't know if everybody else sees it as clearly as that. I see it very clear. So I feel like this was like a risky event, letting your parents think that you might do something to harm yourself because you're trying to go out with your boyfriend or have him pick you up so you could go spend the night with him type thing. And she does ask her dad a few times before this if she could sleep at Dom's. I think it's the next night too. She says to him on text that, Dad, it would just make me so happy. I just want one night with my friends, da-da-da. And the dad literally tells her no. So it's one of the few times that I actually see one of the two parents parenting. And he literally says, Mackenzie, don't ask me again. The answer is no, like you're coming home and that's it. So I am curious to see if she went home that night. I think she does, but I don't know that we know for sure. I think she does though. The last one I have here is the stairs incident allegation. Do you guys remember the stairs incident? If you don't, I have an entire video on it. It's literally titled The Stairs Incident, and it gives you audio of Mackenzie talking about the stair incident with her friends, and also she does a video where she says, do you guys remember where she says other people, we let you come to our house and do illegal things as minors, and like as if like they should be thanking her. Again, this is so less than smart. Like this is criminal behavior, but she clearly sees herself above that, because if she didn't, she wouldn't put it out there. And you guys, she keeps putting things out there, which also shows that her disregard. So let's go to the next slide real quick. And then we'll switch over to another video. So for this next slide, this is about Dom's relationship as a crisis system for Mackenzie. Again, this is all my opinion. So Dom's not the cause of this case, but the relationship appears to function as an emotional accelerant, if you will. The text and the family reports point to intensity, fear of abandonment, volatility in the relationship, and panic when access to him is threatened. So whether he threatens it, whether he says, how many times does she beg him to go over? And he's like, no, Mackenzie, no. And she's like, well, can I come over at 10? Can I come over at 10:01? Like 10. And at one point, it's almost as if he's messing with her back, because he says, like, after she says okay to whatever time it was, he texts her back and is like, says that it's okay if she comes like a minute sooner. But it was like taunting, if you will. But again, we just see that relationship as, for me at least, this psychological crime scene, if you will, way before the crash ever happens. So let's look at some of the observed patterns. So the first one is her fear of losing access to Dom. Okay, so this is, in my opinion, similar behavioral patterns that we see in abandonment sensitivity with borderline personality. Just my opinion, not diagnosing, just pointing out behavior patterns. When access to DOMs threaten, the situation becomes urgent, not just upsetting. Think about that. When you were younger, even now, if somebody breaks up with you, it's very upsetting, but it's not usually urgent, and it's not usually where the person feels panicked over that loss of attachment. And we see that here. We also have the volatile fights and the fear. So we also see this in unstable, intense relationships. And for me, this is trauma bonding, dependency, fear, and control. And control comes up multiple times throughout this story, if you will. The last one here is dreams of Dom, but rejecting items if Dom got them for her. So let me explain this. I told you about that deja vu dream she has, and for me it was more about how the mom reacted to it than it was the deja vu dream. But she tells the mom she has dreams of Dom, but at the same time, when she tells her mom, this is crazy to me, when she tells her, and crazy not like in a clinical sense, just like I can't believe this, she wants her mom to bring her Dime Girl shirt and her Gucci tracksuit for her sentencing. What? And the mom's not like, no. She's like, oh, the one you were arrested in? Okay, I know where that's at. We know that Mackenzie doesn't wear that. She actually tells her mom, I don't want to wear that pink top. It smells. And when I looked today, the pink top is what she's wearing at the sentencing. Isn't that interesting? So here we have ambivalence, splitting, emotional contamination, and then Dom is emotionally present enough to dream about, but symbolically reject it when she controls what touches her body. So she like refuses to wear anything that the mom brings that Dom got her. Now, you could say that it's also because she's afraid that she's not going to get it back. That's true too, but she's very rejecting of it. And you could also see in the conversations, it's almost as if like she's like, I don't want to wear that. Like I'll see that in a couple days when I get home. Her whole thought process. And again, I blame the mom and the dad a lot in this, especially the mom. For me, the mom gives her so much false hope that I could see why she feels so disappointed when it doesn't turn out the way that she wants. Next, I'm going to jump over to another, let me take this off real quick. And we're going to jump to another video. 1 second. Oh, let's listen to the end of the other one real quick. And I'm going to pause my video so I could get a sip of a drink because my voice sounds so scratchy because it is. But let's listen to this while I do that too.
With the alleged victims' families member. Do you understand that? Yes? All right. All right. We'll know Mr. McDonald's been retained. Case goes back to Judge Nancy Margaret Russo. Judge Russo's staff will set that next pre-trial date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You guys, that, I'm sorry, but that look is priceless. Look at her eyes. I need to take a screenshot of that. That is so funny. So this right here, when the judge assigned her, Judge Russo, this is where she gives that look. So let's look at that again.
McDonald's been retained. Case goes back to Judge Nancy Margaret Russo. Judge Russo's staff will set that next pre-trial date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hello?
Hey.
This is so annoying.
Yeah. You may have to just cash out there for a little while, honey.
And I'm not going to sleep tonight.
I know. That's the other problem.
I already, like, want to just throw up. Like, I don't feel like I have so much anxiety.
I know. I'm sorry.
Plunder, true crime audio.
Yeah, people keep asking me, like, what I did in here, like, the staff. They're like, oh, I heard about you.
Yeah?
Yeah, the staff, like, not in a bad way.
Oh, okay.
They're saying they see my shit on the news. They're like, they saying they feel bad for me and shit.
Aw, that's good.
Like, they're doing it wrong. And they said I'm strong for a 19-year-old. Like, I'm real mature and shit.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, I'd like to
Calissa, I'm dead. That was actually funny.
That's very nice. wonder if it's going to stay that way.
You're gonna say what?
Stay free.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is happening though. Like, why are we not getting brought down?
I don't know. There's no staff member there?
No, there is, but they're like not in the room with us. They're like in this other like room where they can just like see us through glass.
Oh, okay.
So like, there's no one in the room right now.
That's okay. As long as somebody's in the vicinity, that's okay.
There goes my friend.
Well, they're getting
Hi,
blankets,
Truth.
so maybe they're getting our shit ready. You think
Oh.
they're getting our shit ready? Hold on, you think they're getting our shit ready? If they're getting blankets? They're putting blankets. They're moving us.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom. I love you so much. I'm gonna try to call you again, but if not,
I love you, baby. I love you so much.
I
So
love you.
much.
Have a good night. Love you. Bye.
You too. Love you too. Bye.
You about to move us? All right, I love you, Mom. I'll call you in a second.
Are you about to move us? I love how she has like other conversations. She cuts her mom off. It's unbelievable. So this other one that I wanted us to hear real quick is, where is it? Oh, this is a new one. So this is from 22 hours ago. So, oh, actually, I kind of want you guys to hear this first. All right, I want you to hear a part of this, but I now know to fast forward the beginning a little bit because we have the highlights in the beginning. So let's see.
It's going to
I hope
suck.
I just get out of here. Like, I hope this is letting her fill up.
I like how she has
Yeah,
coming up on the bottom. So at least we know that she's still giving.
I know, as
All
soon
right,
as
here
you
we
get your
go.
stuff, it's going to be much better. That's it.
Let's get to the beginning of it. Okay, I like that she put coming up on this one. So Plunder, not that you're ever going to watch my show, but if you did, this is good. Because that way we know where to go to. So again, you guys go to Plunder True Crime. I already gave it a thumbs up. Make sure you go thumbs it up and give her a oh, you guys, something happened in the Nick Reiner case. I'm gonna have to watch that after.
Hello?
Hey.
Sorry, I just want to call you again because I'm about to go in my room again for a long time, probably.
Okay, that's okay. What do you have a book or anything? Oh, yeah, you have that one book.
Yeah, but I'm about to be done.
Okay.
And I only have like the 2 books that aren't like, they don't like distract my mind.
Yeah. I know, as soon as you get your stuff, it's going to be much better. That deck of cards, a pen, paper.
My fucking iPad. I'm just so irritated about that. Like, I just
Well,
really.
you might not get one. So you got to cross that off your brain.
Why?
I
The
don't know
warden
how
said
this works.
the warden literally said I can have one. So
No, she said it's up. No, she said all she has to do is a pen. She said it's a pen.
She gets so mad.
True crime
Why?
audio.
I don't know, Kenzie. I don't know. It depends on a lot of things. So she said you just have to submit that form. So that staff member is not helpful and kind of sounds mean.
He's a
So
peasage. He's a please anything, please.
So wait until the next, if you get a new one, you're going to have to feel out the staff, Kenzie, to see who can communicate and who can't. But definitely do not write any grievances, please.
Well, if I don't get my iPad, I'm writing a grievance.
You might not be allowed. We don't know how
And I
many
need to
this
get the
works.
fuck off of this floor right now.
You are there for protection purposes.
I don't care.
I know. Well, you're going to have to just chill.
No, I'm irritated.
Because there's nothing you can do about a lot of things. I know, baby.
This is a great example, you guys, of her entitlement. The fact that her mom is now telling her at this age that she might not have a choice is just amazing, right? She probably should have told her this a long time ago. And the fact that Mackenzie, like, she not only thinks that her mom can call up and just get her switched off of the pod, she, like, demands it.
Like,
You didn't have one in juvie.
Okay, but I could come out of my room, and I don't have to be in my room all fucking day.
So that's a 7-day thing, right?
Yes, but then this pod is always on fucking rotation because this is a fucking new admit pod too. So this pod's on rotation like every fucking day. There's never a day where we're just out of our room. So I'm only out of my room for like 2 hours, and then there's a 2 hour. Like I don't know. Like I'm irritated as fuck. Like I need the fucking iPad. Like I will write one if I don't get the fuck out of here. Like.
Well, let's just wait and see how this works. Okay? And then as soon as you get your stuff, you'll have other things to do, too.
Excuse me?
Okay?
Serious, you're so right. Not only is she not learning anything, she's also, this is going to hurt her. Like, I don't know who right before this, I highlighted another comment where this is going to continue to hurt her parents acting like this, because when it comes time for parole or probation or whatever, she's not going to get it because she is not taking any accountability. Her parents need to like bring her to the conclusion that, look, we did everything we could. We did our appeals. The Supreme Court, from what I heard, you guys, the Supreme Court refused it. They're not going to look at it. She just needs to do her time, and she needs to be remorseful, and she needs to rehabilitate, which her mom at one point says that the jail she's in or prison is good for rehabilitation, and she gets annoyed because she's like, I don't need to be rehabilitated.
Oh, she just ignored me.
What?
Excuse me, did that person who left me books? Are those books like for like I can get one of them books? All right.
What more books?
I don't know, they're religion books. I just want a book that like distracts my brain. Like I hate it here. Like I just want to be able to watch a movie in my room. Like.
I know. I have something. There's nothing right now. And commissary takes so long. Is it faster if you do it?
No, it's just like the days when it comes. Like you have to order commissary by Tuesday, and then it comes Thursday.
Oh. On Monday, right?
What? No.
You said Monday too?
No, that's for a different house, like a different like 5.
So you're not going to get the stuff we ordered until next Thursday?
Yes.
See, that's what mine said too. 6 days. Gee Louise.
So right there, like that annoys me with the mom. She's like, so yours says you're not going to get it till next Thursday, and then she's like, yeah, that's what mine says too. So yours says that you're not getting it till next Thursday. So why are you acting surprised when she says that? It's just infuriating to me. Like I feel like this mom does nothing for helping her child, adult or even, teaching her how to not only regulate emotion, but even to be able to, what's the word I'm looking, pinpoint what emotion she's feeling. It's unreal to me.
Okay. That's okay. Well, it's gonna suck.
If I just get out of here, like I hope like Monday is just good for me. Like I just hope like they thought like the judge like sees the truth behind all the fucking lies. And you know what I was just thinking about? The prosecutor's like, Dom was leaving breadcrumbs for us.
I know.
And I'm like, well, what about all the videos I have of him doing that shit to me that Jim didn't show?
Well, I know. I know. That's okay. We have a lot.
We do, but that could have helped. Like, I don't know why that video wasn't shown. He's
because
literally
you can't.
Why?
Because
He's literally like, I'm going to whip this car over. I'm going to whip this car over.
He has that too, but for some reason, you can't talk. I don't know, Kathy. I don't know how it all works. Because you can't talk about anything with the boys for some reason, which is not.
Is that true, you guys? Does anybody know legally here? I don't know if we have any of our legal friends in here. Is it because that would be considered hearsay? Like, why is that true? Like, are you, like, the mom's making it sound like they weren't allowed to use that information, and not for nothing, but this is another reason why you should always go, in my opinion, I'm not a lawyer, but in my opinion, you should always go with a jury trial, because with a judge, the only time you should ever do that is if you think that your case is technical and that the judge will see, like, they'll follow the law. And in this case, you guys, and in other cases, the judge, if you guys remember, even with Koberger, let's think about him real quick. Think about all of the motions that happened before the actual trial. And with all those motions, they were motions to quash this or admit that, or, just include this or exclude that. And the problem with that is that it doesn't, not that it doesn't matter, but no matter what gets into the trial or not, if you have a judge trial, if you do the bench trial, the judge can't unhear the things that aren't allowed in. Does that make sense? So if you're a juror, you may never find out. Like, think about Lori Daybell. Those jurors, when they got out and they found out that Tylee and JJ weren't alive, they were like mortified. The one juror was like, we were waiting for Tylee to come testify next, like, the whole time, and she just wasn't. I'm like, oh my God, like, imagine that. So, and the reason they didn't know that is because it would have prejudiced it too much, the jury's brain or whatever. But my thing is that the judge is the one that rules on that. So either way, the judge knows the things that aren't allowed in. So you can't take the, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tub. Does that make sense?
Fair.
Do not speak a fucking word. If anything comes out your mouth that's gonna be disrespectful, instigating, or anything at all, like I'm whipping this car over, okay? And you are getting the fuck out immediately. I don't care where it is. Do not say anything that could piss me off, okay? You know what the fuck could piss me off. Just don't say a single fucking word. Good.
On top it, hop in the whip and I'm fucking your bitch. Designing my shoes, they go with the fit.
Get his license plate.
So if we have to appeal anything, then we have stuff. We'll
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna
revisit
be
it.
in jail for a fucking year. I'm gonna be in jail.
Yeah, but you have to be. So what? You're
For a year.
Something.
I know,
You know
but I
what
would rather be doing a year on my time of like 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year.
That will be whatever. It'll be time served.
Okay,
whatever
but
it
then
is.
I don't want to be doing 1 year for like 45 years. Like I feel like they're trying to just make me do like 85 years in jail my whole fucking life. I'm gonna come out of
Yeah, I
jail
don't
and like I'm not gonna be able to see my family.
Because you can't go. Don't do that, please. Just don't do that. We don't know anything.
I feel like
And
Miss
don't
Russo's
go
doing
there.
weird shit. I don't know. I just feel like there's weird shit going on.
I
They're trying
know.
to fuck me over really bad, and this is
A
wrong.
lot of people feel that way. A lot of people
Well, it doesn't
feel
matter
that
what
way.
people think. It matters what the judge thinks.
I know. Right.
And I feel like she
Okay.
doesn't like me because she was being mean to Jim.
Plunder, True Crime Audio.
I think she's just like that.
No. And the girls in here were saying she hates women.
Would they know her?
Yeah, so I was telling
The fact that she's wearing a crown like this for her birthday, and again, can we say high maintenance? Oh, I can't with this one.
they was like, who's your judge? And they was like, oh no.
There's nothing we can do about anything. That's the part that I was struggling with yesterday too.
Well, no, it doesn't matter. Like, is it Friday today?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have to be in my room all fucking weekend.
Why? What do you mean?
I'm just not gonna be able to come out like all like that. Like,
Why?
why? Because I'm pretty sure it's lockdown on weekends or some shit like that. Like, I'm just not. This is gonna be horrible. Like, I'm gonna have.
You don't know. Don't do that. You went to the gym.
Yeah, and I don't understand if I can go to the gym with the girls that are on general population, then why the fuck do I have to be in my room for 7 days alone? But
I don't
can go to the
know.
gym with them.
I don't know, but we just don't know how any of this works. So you just have to take each day as it comes. Okay.
Call the warden again about this iPad and be like, well, the staff isn't letting her fill out the form.
Call the warden about the iPad.
Machine,
I don't.
the other one did.
Mom, I don't care. No.
I'm not making a stink, Kenzie, for you. So just wait.
Oh, you're not going to? So do I have to have someone else?
Okay, listen to this part really clearly, you guys, and take notice of this picture of her feet. It makes me like cringe every time. Do you guys remember Harlot? Remember, this is the one where she does like the Lee press-ons on her toes or whatever.
I don't care. No.
I'm not making a stink, Kenzie, for you. So just wait.
Oh, you're not going to? So do I have to have someone else call? So
No,
give me another
I
friend's phone
did
number?
already. I
Do it
did.
again. You have to
And I
keep
said
voicing your
stop.
concern. No, I'm
I know,
telling you how
but
shit works
Daddy-
in here. You don't know how shit works.
I
You don't
told
know
you
how
when
shit
Daddy
works.
goes in there, he will talk about it too.
You guys
told
need
you
to
that.
keep voicing your concern
I
until I
know.
get one. Keep
Yes.
doing it.
Yep. And then when Daddy goes in there, he's going to talk to them about it too.
Every phone call is going to be about that until it happens.
So she said it depends. She did not say you were definitely going to get one. She said it depends.
On what?
I don't know.
Then I need to get the fuck off this floor if I can't get my fucking iPad. I don't need to be in protection. I don't want protection. I did not ask for protection.
I think they just do that with high-profile cases.
I don't give a fuck. I will.
I'll put it. I know, Kenzie. I will put another call in. But that staff member might not be the person to do this with.
Clearly.
Right.
I'm going to keep asking, but I don't care. You need to keep voicing your concern until it happens.
So,
Because
yeah.
I talked to the corporal.
She's there all
and
day.
I talked to the corporal, and they said that I'm going to get moved off this pod after my 7 days, but now apparently I'm up here for protection, which I don't want to be up here for protection.
Oh my god, my mom would have like banged on me. I just don't understand how this mom lets her talk like that. Calissa asks, what do you think would cause a parent to feel that they cannot let their child have one moment of unhappiness or displeasure? So, in my opinion, I would say, I'm just thinking real quick, I would say, and again, this is just my opinion, for me, it might come from a place of guilt, maybe, or a place of their upbringing where maybe they felt like they haven't had pleasurable moments as much, and they felt like they wanted to protect their kids at every cost. The problem with it is when we do that, we don't teach our kids that life is about trials, and I mean it's about nice things too, and loving things, but there's also trials and tribulations, and we wouldn't know what good days were if we didn't have bad ones, right? We wouldn't know what it felt like to win if we didn't lose. We wouldn't know what it felt like to succeed if we didn't fail. So I think that when we put out every fire so that our kid doesn't get burnt, that it winds up doing them a disservice. So even if we have the best intentions, the road to hell was paved with the best intentions, right? So I think that it's just important. And now this is the thing. You don't need to let a kid, experience a huge tragedy type thing. Like if you see something coming, absolutely, you talk to your kid about it and you're like, look, these are the consequences of this behavior. Like if you get caught doing da 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 da, this is what'll happen. But so you have that conversation with them. However, if the kid does something, they need to suffer consequences from it, or they're never gonna know what it feels like to be accountable for their actions, and that usually leads nowhere good. That leads to somebody who's entitled, right, and feels like the law doesn't apply to them. Even things like pretty privilege, using your looks as a way to manipulate others. Like there's just so many things that could go wrong with that. But anyway, my suggestion for parents would be absolutely, if you see a fire ahead, you should absolutely warn your kid about it. But if your kid steps in the fire and then tells you, they need to get burned so that they know not to do it again. If you take the burn for them, what stops them from getting burned again, especially if they know that you're gonna cover for them or take the heat for them? But that was a great question.
I don't want that. I want to be able to...
There's conflicting information. So, I don't know. When is your 7 days? When, Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you call the ward again, just be like, can she just get moved off of this floor? Like, she needs this iPad. Like, this is wrong. Like, you need to voice your concern and be mad about it. And
I am going to ask how we can move you off.
I don't want to be on the psych ward floor. I don't want to hear screaming every fucking night. I don't want to hear fucking room 15 talking to themselves every fucking night. Like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to be on this floor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The fact that she doesn't get that she's behind bars, and that part of being behind bars is that you lose your rights. Like the fact that she doesn't even comprehend that is alarming to me. Like she doesn't know that you can't just call up the jail and be like, look, my kid isn't liking hearing that stuff at night. She wants to get a good night's sleep, and she just can't get a good night's sleep on that floor. So you're going to have to change. Like, what the hell does this girl think? You know what I mean? So the fact that, her expectations are so unrealistic, and she just demands stuff from the mom. And the mom, instead of being like, putting her in her place and telling her, like, if I were you, I'd be on my best behavior. The mom just continues to what's the word I'm looking for? To cover up for her and to, do whatever she can to make her happy.
I'll call and ask him that one. For sure. Just don't make waves, please.
I'm not, but she's lucky I don't know what the fuck a JIP number or a JID number is. So I can't, because I was going to write agreements earlier, and I'm going to write one as soon as I figure out what the fuck a JID number is.
I don't know what that is either. I don't know what that is.
Like, I need this fucking iPad bad as fuck. That will literally get me through my days. Like, I will be okay. I will be okay.
Yeah.
I will just buy a movie, and then we'll just watch a movie every single day. I'll just watch movies all day, every day.
Right.
And I can call you on my iPad in my room and shit.
Okay. How entitled is that? All I need is my iPad. If I have an iPad, I'll be okay. Now, number one, are you really learning and being held accountable if you're okay? Like, isn't the whole part of point of jail, other than rehabilitation, to feel punishment for whatever the crime is that you committed? So the fact that, like, And I think that this is true. I think she's telling us the truth. I think that she has her iPad or tablet or whatever it is, and I think that she is okay. It seems like she loves to talk on the phone as much as she's allowed. She does the video calls. She loves all of it. And like she just told the mom here that she...
This is amazing!
Alexa! Thank you, Queen. Oh, thank you. Alexa, you guys became a member. Thank you so much. Yes, Are You Sunny says that it's like she's at a girls' camp in jail. And the thing is, did you guys hear what she said? And I'm going to rewind that so we could hear it again, because to me, it is like so gross that she literally tells her mom, and think about this, like, I don't even think I'd have the balls to, oh, don't worry about it, Alexa, that happens to me all the time. I don't think I'd have the balls to like even say that to my mom that's paying all that money. Like, she literally says to her mom here, if I just had my iPad, I'd be okay. I would buy a movie and just watch a movie in my room, and I would just get movie after movie and just watch movie after movie all day long, and in the meantime talk to you on the phone and video call you. So my thing is, what? Like, if I were the mom, I would have been like, who's paying for that?
What that is either.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it just came up with the thing. You're the best.
I don't know what that is.
Like, I need this fucking iPad bad as fuck. That will literally get me through my days. Like, I will be okay. I will be okay.
Yeah.
I will just buy a movie, and then we'll just watch a movie every single day. I'll just watch movies all day, every day.
Right.
And I can call you on my iPad in my room and shit.
She said right.
Okay.
I hate it here so much. Or
Okay.
like, on Monday, like, try that you can maybe pay my bond.
Well, Monday will hopefully be the answer to something.
Okay, you guys, so right here, listen up. So she asked the mom, she says, I want you to just pay my bond. And we're going to hear the mom here winds up saying something along the lines of, we don't know how much it would cost to do an appeal type thing, so let's just see what happens on Monday. But the mom's like giving her false hope here, in my opinion. The mom makes it sound like, let's just wait to see what happens on Monday. Like, maybe you'll get out, I guess. Like, what?
I hate it here so much. Or if, like, on Monday, like, try that you can maybe pay my bond.
Well, Monday will hopefully be the answer to something. Maybe you won't be there. I don't even know.
And, well, if my commissary order is in, they're still going to deliver it here, but you have to come get it.
Okay. I figured.
And then we could just give it to homeless people.
Okay.
You guys, how delusional is that? She's telling her mom that they're going to have to donate her commissary to the homeless people. First of all, I'd be like, charity starts at home. Like, we're going to take everything home that I ordered, if that's the case. But number two, I feel like her mom isn't setting her up for success here. Like, I feel like this is why she's so shocked when she gets found convicted.
They can have stuff.
Okay.
It's time to step in, Mom.
Okay, Pumpkin Pie.
I love
Read
you,
through these
love you
days.
so much.
Read those books over and over again if you have to.
I love you, Mom.
I love you,
Bye.
baby. Bye, I love you.
Love you, love you, love you, love you. Bye. Call you later.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye.
Love you.
The caller has hung up.
Okay, so that was that. Let me come back here and turn my camera back on. Hi, y'all. Here I am. So you guys, like, what the actual is happening? So let me show you this next slide that I have. Hold on, let's see. I might have to take this back down, and then I'll just put it back up. So wait, let me take this down, and then let me take this down. And then I could always put it back up. Okay, so this next slide, let's see, what do we have here? Hold on, let me grab my notes again so I know what slide we're on. Okay, so this next slide is about accountability, okay? So accountability shielding is a family pattern where adults absorb, soften, and explain away or redirect consequences to the high risk person does not have to fully confront the impact of their behavior. So that's exactly what the question was earlier, right? Like, why would parents put out all these fires, for lack of a better, for paraphrasing, so that the kid's not unhappy? And this slide answers some of those questions. So over here we have the shield. So this is, the shield move here. So we have denying. So an example of this would be like, she said no, so that's enough. And then the function here is, what do I have here? Oh, okay. I have denial becomes a shield. So we see this even in the call we just heard. She doesn't think she's going to get convicted on Monday. Like, she thinks there's a huge possibility that she's going to go home. So the next one we have is minimizing. So dad reportedly says that he does not care if she or if Dom smoked. He even says something like he doesn't care if he smokes. He's normalizing risky behavior here, right? Because the truth is, Dom was 20 years old. She was 17. So I really don't know that that's the same. And again, he doesn't, it's not really up to him what Dom does. But for his daughter, the fact that he lets her move in with Dom at 17, he wouldn't have known if she was smoking anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because she wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have been holding her accountable. So the next thing I have here is rescue. And I have warm milk, rides, the warden calls, the tablet demands. These are all examples of this rescue. So distress becomes everybody else's assignment. So now it's up to the mom. It's the mom's problem. She has to call the warden. The dad has to go up there to figure out the commissary. The sister has to give her step by step what happened at school. Did anybody say anything to you? Did the teacher say anything to you? Did anybody give you a problem? Like, everything is everyone else's assignment. Nothing, like, what is she doing? You know what I mean? Nothing. She's just holding everybody else accountable for things, or making everybody else responsible for different things instead of her taking responsibility here. I have a 17-year-old who is way more independent than Mackenzie ever will be. Hi, there she is.
And then I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
When I get Brandon for his graduation dinner, do I tell him I get him a gift?
And we could just tell each other, don't give me one at mine. We're both graduating. Why would we do that? I'm going to give you a gift. You're going to give it back to me on Saturday.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel weird.
Why don't you two do something together? Like, just be like, well, like, after. Yeah, but you guys could both, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Oh, you look so cute.
Thank you.
Oh, my daughter was so cute. Oh, look at you.
That's cool.
She's so cute. I can't stand it. I love you. Have a good time, honey.
Thank you.
Be careful.
Thank you.
She's such a good kid. I love you.
Mwah.
Mwah. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. So this next part is the deficit here. So, deflecting. I don't know why I just said deficit. There is a deficit though. But deflecting. So Dom's family, the judge, the lawyer, the system, they're all to blame. None of this is Mackenzie's fault. The mom tells her in multiple calls, honey, this isn't your fault. This isn't your fault. You didn't do anything, Mackenzie. This was just an accident. You didn't do nothing. Nothing's her fault. It's the judge's fault. It's Miss Russo's fault. The judge and Miss Russo have they might not be blood related, but they have a working relation. And this is all alleged. Like, this is what the parents are saying. And it's, the detective Mackenzie even says it's giving me 18 months. Apparently the detective on the scene or whatever that took over this case was only practicing as a detective for like 18 months. But Mackenzie puts him down and is like, oh, it's giving me 18 months. Like, it's his fault that he doesn't have enough job experience to see that this was just an accident. And everything is everybody else's fault. Nothing's her fault at all. Even with, being on that pod, somebody else wants her to be protected. You know what I mean? So she has to be on that pod, or so it's somebody else's fault that she's not on a different floor. It's somebody else's fault she's not in general population, or she doesn't have her iPad. The list goes on and on and on, right? So the next thing I have is idolized. So they tell her, and these are quotes, Mackenzie, you are so smart, you're so strong, you're wise beyond your years, the mother tells her. What? Like, come on, like, you're totally not setting this kid up for success at all. So this is self-image is restored when accountability threatens shame. So the mother's just not holding her accountable, or the father. Nobody, I mean, she's not being held accountable other than by the law. And then we have indulge. So she talks about remember I was saying she tells the mom she wants to wear the Gucci tracksuit with the dime girl at the sentencing. Like, what? And she talks about, like, the video calls that we just heard where she said, I'll just buy movies and I'll watch movies on my iPad all day, every day. Like, who's paying for that? I guess the mom and dad. So she just indulges in everything and expects other people to pick up the bill. So at sentencing, jail becomes comfort and image management. She talks about, the media and how it's world news and this, that, and the other. They go on and on. The next thing I have here is with the jail calls, you could see mom as her external nervous system. And let me explain what I mean by this. Mom's not just comforting Mackenzie here, right? She's regulating her. She's explaining reality to her, softening reality, rather, you should say, calling authority figures. So the warden, she calls the detective at one point to see if he could call, what was her name, Maddie, to tell her to stop bullying Mackenzie. And I mean, it's like, what? And then validating her emotion. So, you have a right to feel that way. This isn't your fault, Mackenzie, like da-da-da. And then they try to restore her identity by doing this, in my opinion. So Mackenzie feels, when Mackenzie feels distressed, like whether it be that she wants her iPad, she wants to be in general population, whatever the case may be, when she feels that way, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. Why did I just say that? You guys. I don't know what I was just going to say. That's crazy. I can't believe I just did that. Oh, I know what I was going to say. When she feels distressed, her mom absorbs that distress and turns it into a task. So her mom's like, even a task list, like I'll send dad down there right now. She even asked the dad at one point, and I didn't think it was a dad. I thought it was a sister. And she talks about, she wants her to call the warden to ask. But here it was the dad, and the dad must say, I don't know how that works or whatever. And the mom's like, well, I guess I'll just have to do it. It's like she just absorbs all of Mackenzie's distress, no matter what that may be, right? So some of the things I have here as examples are for Mackenzie's discomfort. One of the things she says is, and this is a quote, I need a tablet. And she says, call the warden until I get one. Like, what are you talking about? The mom here is used as an advocate and a pressure tool, as if the mom can put enough pressure on the warden to make the warden, like, do its stat. You know what I mean? This is entitlement plus external regulation. So she needs that iPad, that movie, those external phone calls, those things, they're externalized. It's an external way of regulating, which she's not doing, in my opinion, internally. The next thing I have here is hates mental protective floor. So she doesn't want to be on the floor that's where mental health is held, and also for people that need to be protected. And she wants that general population. So here, the mom validates and helps pursue the move. The mom calls the warden and tells them, like, she doesn't want to be protected. She wants to be moved, da 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 da. I don't know if it helps or whatever, but the mom does it, right? So here, this protection for Mackenzie feels like punishment. She doesn't want to be protected. She wants to be with everybody else. So by getting to general population, instead of, seeing it as I'm being protected on the other floor, now it's like she's out of that punishment, and you hear it in her voice when she gets to general population. Even when she talks about how she's going to population later that night, she's like, I'm going to general pop, I'm going to gen pop. Like, she gets so excited. And then she gets a roommate. It's just crazy the way she reacts to it, as if she just got a college roommate, in my opinion. So here, next I have fears friends won't like her because of the way she talks or looks different. And she reviews her friends one by one. Her and her mom go through the list. Rosie, Faith, they just go through the list. And here they're like, you know what, everybody will still like me type thing. And identity is stabilized through social approval here. So to her, by her mom going through the list, in my opinion, and saying like, well, what do you mean? Faith would accept you, da da da. And then she's like, yeah, you're right. Faith would accept me. She's like, well, Rosie would accept you, da 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 da. She's like, oh yeah, Rosie would accept. So this social approval is feeding that identity, right? So then the next thing I have is mom helps Danny. Mackenzie says, mom, over and over and over again. Mom's literally there to pick up Danny at school. Mackenzie knows that the mom's there to pick up Danny at school. The mom even says, I'm picking up Danny. Can you call me back in 5 minutes? And she's like, no, I want to talk to you. Like, no, I can't. It's like, wait, what? So that right there, attention returns back to Mackenzie, right? And the high crisis child, Mackenzie here, she's the one that wants to be heard. Then mom feels faint repeatedly in the one call. The mom literally says, I feel like I'm going to faint. She says a few times, she's like, woo, woo. And she goes like, oh. And like she does this a few times during the call. Mackenzie, the most she like acknowledges it is one point she says something like, oh, well, make sure you don't drive. You'll be arrested for murder. Never once says like, oh, mom, what's the matter? Are you okay? What's going on? Did you eat today? Like none of that. Are you okay? Do you feel okay? In the next call, she's not like, mom, how was that? Are you all right? Like, well, nothing. It's always about her, right? It goes right back to her. So here we see that concern appears, but it's not sustained. She literally makes the joke about being arrested for murder if her mom drives with feeling faint, and then goes right into like commissary or something. So it's amazing to see. The next slide I have real quick has to do with when evidence feels like persecution. So one of the most disturbing patterns, in my opinion, is how evidence of Dom and Davion's suffering gets converted into Mackenzie's suffering. So hearing the evidence may genuinely distress her in the moment, but distress is not the same thing as remorse. And we're going to go over that. I believe I do that here or in the next slide. I don't know. But the evidence here describes the victim's injuries. So they're in court, they're going through the injuries, and Mackenzie literally quote says to her mom, why did they, oh, it's not a quote because it says her instead of me. It should say, why did they make me sit through that? What do you mean? Because you caused the accident and you're on trial. Like what? And then here, the evidence becomes harm done to Mackenzie. Like this should be about the victims that had their lives taken, not about Mackenzie, but it's all about her. Why did she have to hear that? Not why did they have to endure that, right? And that's the part here that is like mind-blowing. Then we have Mackenzie feels numb and like a punching bag. They're her words. So mom compares it to being stabbed 100 times. I'm not lying. So in this jail call, they're completely avoiding, like there's moral avoidance altogether here. So here what we see is she like says to the mom that this just feels like they're coming after her, and the mom, instead of being like, no, Mackenzie, like you're on trial, da 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 da, the mom's like, yeah, it feels like you're being stabbed 100 times, and by the 100th time you're just numb. I'm like, what? Who? What are you talking about? It's just delusional, you guys. Then we have Dom and Davion are briefly centered in the one call, but then the subject shifts to a shirt brand, the smell of the pink shirt that she doesn't want to wear, and about video calls. So she literally says like one sentence where you're like, oh, she's going to talk about Dom and Davion. And then it goes into like, well, what brand is that? She asked her mom. What brand is that shirt you're going to take me? What? And then, so here we have an empathy gap, big time, right? Oh, this next one, talk about an empathy gap. This next one I had to listen to more than once. I wish I knew exactly which call it was in so you guys could hear it right now. But the mom references Davion's body weight and his position and says, well, that wasn't helpful that he had somebody on top of him, you know, like in other words, that it made it harder for him to breathe. And she even says that he had a bigger person on top of him. It's like, wait, what? The victim here becomes a detail in Mackenzie's distress story. Like, so this now goes from bad to worse. It's like, not only is Mackenzie, you know, feeling like she's a victim here, but now they're turning Dom and Davion into like, what? Like, to me, this is an empathy gap that I can't even tell you. And the mom lacks empathy 100% in my opinion, because she's the one that brings it up and literally says that Davion's body weight and his position did not help Dom. Like, what? Your daughter driving 100 miles an hour into the wall didn't help Dom. Not Davion being on him after the fact. Didn't Dom die on impact? So did Davion being on top of him even matter? Like, what is wrong with you? Do you know what I mean? So then the last one I have here is Mackenzie says, make sure there's national news here, or that the national news is there. So she talks to her mom about how there's local news about this, and the mom gets energized. She's like, yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, it's going to be national news. Then they get even more excited when they find out that it was international news. So she turns the courtroom into her personal stage, in my opinion. The next one I have real quick. Oh, this is here. So distress does not equal remorse. Okay, so distress does not equal remorse. So here we have, she says, hold on, I couldn't see something. Okay, so here goes, this is what we hear, and I'm going to show you the difference between somebody that's distress centered, so it's like, it's all about my pain and discomfort, versus if you had remorse. So the first one is, I feel sick hearing this. These are quotes. I was listening to the audios of the calls and I was typing all of this down. So these are direct quotes. So in the one call, she says that hearing about their injuries made her feel sick. So just hearing it made her feel sick. So if she was remorseful, she might have said something like, they suffered because of my actions, right? How about that? Could you imagine that one? What's up, Glenn? Hey, where did I just missed you? Was it Michelle? How you doing, you guys? It's so disgusting, you guys. So then we have, why did they make me sit through that? Again, they're talking about the injuries. Instead of their families will sit with us forever, or even, I feel so bad that the families had to sit through that. So why is it always about her, right? It's always about her, and it's always everybody else's fault. Why did they make her sit through that? Then we have, what do I have here? Seek soothing. So she wants to be soothed, right? Instead of accepting responsibility. So she wants it to be like, we feel bad for you. We're going to get Kim Kardashian to help you. We're going to do remembrance pages, not for the victims, but for you. My friend was murdered. You guys know that, when we were in our late 20s. And we did a remembrance page for him. It's like a site you like pay, and it's not that much, but like you pay a certain thing every month, and it's like people could go in and write their memories with you. She legit tells her mom that she should start a remembrance page for her, where people could go and write down their memories with her. Like that, the fact that the mom even allows her to like say that, I would have been like, what? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So then we have pivots to comfort and logistics. So this stays with the harm, or instead of stays with harm and repair. So it's all about comforting her and where she needs to be, what pod she needs to be on, what floor she needs to be on, instead of being like, I'm in jail. I'm supposed to feel punishment. I'm supposed to feel pain and discomfort. This is part of my, punishment for my bad behavior. The last one I have here can be a real, you could see her feeling a real emotion at times, but this also requires moral ownership, which she's not taking, which just says that when we see these moments, that it's most likely about her and her distress. So it doesn't make her feel good. Again, not that, oh my gosh, how did I do this? I feel so remorseful. She says in the crash video something along the lines of, what does she say? I feel extremely remorseful or something like that, or I feel very, very, or I don't know. She says something that's like, what? But like, who are you trying to convince? You don't have to say that you feel remorseful. You show it, right? Actions speak louder than words, and she does not show it. So when she says it, it winds up sounding very hollow and shallow, if you will, in my opinion. So a speech can be thought out and still emotionally hollow. So the speech here that I was talking about, she does her speech and she thinks that she's well prepared for it. The one where she was going to start with, I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. Her lawyer must have said, nah, bitch, we ain't writing that. Like, what is wrong with you? The mom's like, oh, Mackenzie, what a good speech. Oh, you're just so wise. She can't take it. She's so wise. It's unbelievable. We're getting close to the end here. The next thing I have is her statement. So I have some of the statements that she says, and is this an apology or performance? So when she says I'm sorry, you want to see the surrounding behavior, the context clues. So does the person, the speaker at the center, do they center the victims after the sentence? You could say that she apologizes to Dom's family and Davion's family, but not more than, I said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. I would never let this happen, or did I do this on purpose? I think that's what she said. Unbelievable. Okay. That is not an apology. That was like the apology I was talking about in the beginning when somebody says, oh, truth, I'm sorry you got your feelings hurt. I'm sorry what I said hurt your feelings. What? As opposed to, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. I'm so sorry I said blah, 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 blah. Whatever. But you talk about what it is that you said and how that was wrong and you're not going to do that again. And that you're so sorry type thing. You don't say, I'm sorry if what I said hurt your feelings. That's not an apology, right? That's just saying well, that's kind of your fault. Your feelings were hurt. That's on you. That's pretty much what that says to me. The next one I have is the family praise follows. So we always have praise here no matter what it is she does. So whether she's saying, I told you 1,000 times and I'll say it again, her mom's like, you're so wise. Or whether she's like, at one point the mom, talk about false hope. I listened to one jail call last night where my mouth was on the floor. Her mom tells her that she ought to go to school to be a lawyer. What? A lawyer? She didn't go to high school. She did. I don't mean that like that. She did go to high school. But she provided minimal effort. If you read her text messages, she pays people to do her work at the end so that she could graduate. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like lawyer material to me. And Mackenzie straight up tells her mom, I don't think so. And her mom's like, why? I don't know anybody that can argue as good as you. And although that might be the truth, Mackenzie actually is more honest by saying, she literally tells her mom, yeah, you know what? It's a lot of math and I don't want to do math. And then the mom says, oh, I don't think it involves all that much math. And Mackenzie goes, but it's a lot of work and I don't know that I want to put in all that work. And I'm like, bingo, there goes the truth, right? It's a lot of work and I don't know if I want to persist or put in the work. And the mom literally reminds her, you have time. But Mackenzie doesn't really like that. So the next one I have here is, oh wait, I wrote, does praise replace moral reckoning? And I think it does in the sense. Then I wrote, I said it 1,000 times, and that's a quote. And I wrote, does the apology sound like a burden or ownership? And think about that, right? So is it a burden when I say something like I said it 1,000 times? Because now it's like, were you not listening? I've already said this 1,000 times, but I'll say it again. So now I'm saying it 1,001 times. Like, maybe you'll get it now. Like, what? So the words may say that she's sorry, but the surrounding behavior tells us whether sorrow is being lived or performed. And if you guys remember, there's a phone call where her mom reminds her that they are gypsies and that they are the type of gypsies that are performative. Her mom says that. The next one I have here is living with memorial problem. So wait, where are my notes on this one? Let me see. Okay, so the request for remembrance page is one of the most morally inverted moments in my opinion. She is alive and on trial while Dom and Davion are the one whose families are living with a permanent loss. She has the balls to tell her mom to set up a memorial page for her. That just blew my mind. So here I have what memorials usually do. So they remember the dead. What the reported request does that she wants centers Mackenzie while she's alive. Then I have that memorials usually hold grief. What Mackenzie is requesting creates public support and branding, right? So, I mean, that's public support. Why else would people go in there and share? So she's like branding herself there. Next I have it centers, memorials usually center the victim. Here, it turns the defendant into the remembered figure. So now it's like she's the one that's being memorialized as opposed to Dom and Davion, which is just morally bankrupt in a way that I haven't heard in a long time. And then the last one I have here is invite humility. That's usually what a memorial does. What Mackenzie's requesting here would invite attention and advocacy to her cause. She even goes as far as telling her mom to make a free Kenzie page, which I believe is still available somewhere. So it's just unbelievable to me. So there's something morally inverted about asking for a remembrance page for yourself when those two men are not alive. I'm sure you guys feel the same. Next I have, and I think we only have one more. Okay, so this one real quick. I have, this is about her prison jail behavior and post-conviction continuity, just meaning continuing on. So the prison reports matters because they test whether the pattern stopped when the consequences became real. And that happens sometimes. Think about even an addict, right? And they'll tell you that they had to hit rock bottom first, but that once they hit rock bottom, it was enough for them to be like, oh wait, I don't, these consequences feel real right now, and I think I need to get help, and I want to get help so that I don't find myself here again. Unfortunately, in Mackenzie's case, that's not what happens, right? So we just see that her behavior continues, and if anything, in my opinion, her everyday behavior, bad behavior, escalates. Based on reported write-ups, her behavior did not stop. So it just adapted to the prison environment. So here, I don't know the exact number. That's why I have a little squiggly line. It's 30 something write-ups in 36 months. And I believe the number was under 36. So I put 34. It's somewhere around that. But think about that. That's almost one write-up a month. That's a lot. So why is this relevant? So this is persistent non-compliance despite consequences. So it's like, I'm going to continue this bad behavior and I'm not learning from those consequences, and she gets rewritten up over the same things over and over and over. And there's a lot of things, but you just see repeated over and over. So she's not learning from being put in the hole, or she's not learning. One time she gets 30 days of commissary taken away from her. She gets 30 days of this taken, 30 days of that taken, and it's just not stopping the behavior. She just keeps getting written up. And I could say allegedly, but you could look it up. So what trait? So now we're going to bring it back to the beginning when we were talking about cluster B and antisocial, borderline, narcissistic, and histrionic, which I don't see as much of. But these write-ups would suggest antisocial traits and poor behavioral control. So the antisocial traits here would be that anti-society, anti-rules, being above the laws, if you think, right? The next one I have is hookups, and she's not where she's assigned. So she'll get in trouble for, I don't think you get in trouble for like hooking up with someone. I think you get in trouble for, although I think they do have, I'm wrong about that. I think that she even has a violation where they call it sexual harassment. I have to look into that one more, but usually the people, whoever they are, like here it was her and one of her girlfriends, they would be on the yard together, or she would be over at her pod or something like that. So she was in an area that she wasn't supposed to be at that time, knowing that she's not supposed to be in that area, and then repeating it even after she has consequences like 30 days taken away of commissary. That's not enough. She's like a reoffender, if you will. So here, why is this relevant? Because it clearly shows, in my opinion, boundary issues. It shows impulsivity, poor rule compliance. So if she can't abide by the rules that are set for her here, how could we let her free and expect her to comply with the laws that we have outside of jail or prison? So I think that that's really important distinction there, right? And that is not going to be in her favor when she eventually is up for parole. Does that make sense? So what is the clinical lens? I mean, not clinical. What is the trait lens here? So bringing it back to that cluster B, for me, this one shows borderline personality disorder, which is impulsivity, and I also see antisocial traits here. And again, we're just looking at traits. I'm not diagnosing anybody, so don't come for me. I'm not going to respond to it. I'll just delete it. So just hold your thoughts. Nobody's getting diagnosed here. I teach abnormal psychology, psychopathology, and this is the stuff that I would teach my students. So the next one I have is she was caught taking or stealing. I don't know if they called it taking or stealing in the document, so I put both here, from the craft room. So she was doing this because her side hustle was creating like distressed hats. The one girl said it was like an Urban Outfitter type hat, so they said she was really good at it. She would make bracelets, it was like her side hustle. But if you see the list, I think it was the last live or the live before, I go over some, like I was reading off the list, and it just keeps going and going and going, and like it's just, she took so much. I was like, I can't believe where did she store all this without getting caught, right? So here, this is a property and a rule violation, which again, in my opinion, shows antisocial traits and conduct problem. She is not learning from her mistakes or from the consequences of her behaviors. The next one is her grievances. She makes many grievances. If you look it up, you'll see what I mean. So this is externalization and entitlement, okay? And it, if you think about it, this is entitlement. I need my iPad. Mom, you need to keep calling the warden until I get one. You need to keep calling until they take me off of this floor. She actually goes and talks to the corporal and tells her mom. She's like, the mom's like, well, I talked to the warden and they said maybe da-da-da. And Mackenzie's like, what are you talking about? I'm getting my pod changed tonight. I talked to the corporal. So she just, and that's not abnormal. Somebody that shows personality disorder characteristics, it's not abnormal for them to have a charismatic, manipulative type way about them, to where it's not hard for me to believe that she overstepped, like even like tells her mom to call the warden, but then she takes it upon herself to go to the corporal. I don't know where the corporal falls in line, but she says that they switched her pod, so I don't know. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, her, making grievances. But in my opinion, what traits do these show? Narcissistic traits, in my opinion, right? She feels entitled to have an iPad, and she externalizes everything. So she doesn't want to be on that floor because she doesn't want to hear that girl fake throwing up every night. She shouldn't have to hear that girl saying, ma'am. She doesn't want to hear that shit, she tells her mom. Like, excuse me? Then you shouldn't have committed a crime, right? The next one I have is the warden tablet and pod demands. This shows institutional entitlement. This also is narcissistic traits and her family enabling her, which, can result in that. So you can remove the freedom, but the pattern still finds a way to show up. And that's what makes this personality traits, as opposed to this moment in time, or like, I just needed to grow up, or that was just my young adulthood. Like, I've now, from the beginning of this live to the end of the live, have taken you from the earliest documents from 14 years old, where she shoplifts, all the way up until current day, where she's not, where she isn't supposed to be. She's in places that she shouldn't be, like different pods. She's taking things from the craft rooms and stuff that she's not supposed to be touching. It's just showing this repeated pattern over time, and that's what you want to see when you're looking at personality traits, especially related to one of these types of personality disorders. The deja vu moment, real quick. Oh wait, why didn't I put this here? Hold on. I don't know why I didn't add this one slide, but it actually is pretty good. But I just put here, like, there's specific traits we look for. One of them is impulsivity. I put that the strength here for me was very strong, and my evidence was her using substances while driving, her jail demands, rapid emotional and topic shifts. And then I have the next trait was effective instability. This was also very strong, and this was her threats, her rage, numbness, crying, joking, fast mood reset. That all goes with that trait. The next trait was entitlement. This was also very strong. Her demanding a tablet, her pod change, the calls to the clothing, the warden, the mothers doing this and that, and the dad going up, all that stuff, right? The next one I had was externalization, which was very strong. Dom's family, the judge, the lawyers, the warden, the system. It's everybody else's fault. It's not her fault. Then we have the empathy gap. Oh, I think I did say this earlier, which was strong. The dad talks about the victims vanishing. That was like, what? And the mom's health is, wait, what do I have here? Oh, no, sorry. The remembrance page about, making sure people remember her. The identity instability is pretty strong here. So her speech style shifts. She needs friend reassurance. Her jail peer attachments are big for her. She even tells her mom at one point, like very early on, that she has like another mother in there, and that she has a godmom and all this stuff. So she's making these attachments inside as well. The last one I have here is rule violation. This is strong. So from the documenting of the shoplifting to the church incident to the prison write-ups, so on and so forth. We just keep seeing the same behavioral patterns over and over again. This last one is the deja vu moment that I heard on the call. This is not diagnostic by itself, you know what I mean? But anyone can have deja vu, especially when you're under stress, exhaustion, or if you're emotionally overloaded in some way. What matters for me, like I said earlier, was the way that the family responded to it. It became another dramatic, actually, oh look, a squirrel. Her mom, this was a very histrionic moment. If you guys find this call, and I don't think her mom has histrionic personality, I'm just saying as a trait, you have to see how dramatic this call is. So it's almost a supernatural feeling moment in a family system already threatened, already treating the case as theater, persecution, prophecy, and crisis. So the deja vu is not the headline here for me. The headline is how quickly every internal experience becomes a family event. Whether it has to do with her taking a shit, to her having her period, like she talks about all of it, right? Over here, I just have it goes from internalized feeling to the family drama to reality softens, so her mom tries to put out the fires, to going right back to Mackenzie again, starting all over with that internalized feeling. In closing, understanding is not excusing. If anything, understanding makes accountability more important. If these patterns are accurate, the tragedy is not that no one saw warning signs. The tragedy is that the warning signs kept getting translated into excuses, emergencies, enemies, image problems. None of it was holding her accountable. Accountability requires the ability to say, this hurts because I caused harm. In this family system, in my opinion, the message becomes, this hurts because other people are harming us. That difference is everything here, you guys, right? So I think that this is really important. I think that as a parent, of course, you should have unconditional love, but in my opinion, it crosses the boundaries when it winds up becoming a legal defense strategy type thing. Mom also follows Mackenzie out of any moral moment she might have into a comforting moment. So there's times where Mackenzie's about to start to say something and the mom stops her and, like, you know, minimizes whatever it is or says, we can't talk about that. We need this in case we have an appeal. It's unbelievable. Distress we see is not remorse. So remember that. So just because she's in distress does not mean she feels bad about anything else. When you see that distress, it's often about her. Also remember that empathy is not noticing distress for 1 second. Empathy is staying with it when it's no longer about you. So let me say that again. Empathy is not noticing distress for 1 second. Empathy is staying with it when it's no longer about you. Okay? So the other note I had here was when charged with murder, when that becomes the punchline, the moral center is already off. So you can't be morally centered with that at the same time, right? So what else do I have here? Oh, the family system always goes right back to Mackenzie. Every discomfort becomes mom's assignment. We talked about that. And then finally about the deja vu, that it wasn't necessarily about the deja vu as much for me as it was about the way the mom reacted. She was like, Ken's, I'm talking to Ken's. She had deja vu. It's Ken's. She's like, Ken's, I have the goosebumps. Oh my God. It's just so dramatic. I can't. I have a ton of references here. A lot of them came from Merck. A lot of them came from the DSM. And now we're back at the beginning. So I'm going to take that off the screen. Hold on, let me get rid of this. There we go. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments. Are You Sunny Now says, I think she's breaking the rules because she doesn't think the rules apply to her. You're just proving my point even more. So that's the antisocial traits that you're seeing there. Antisocial here doesn't mean like I don't want to be a social, like as far as a social gathering. It's not in that, that's not what it means here. So antisocial is anti-society. So, you know, society has these rules, but they're not for me. They're just for other people. Or, you know, I know that this is against the law, but I'll get out of it because everything I've done up until this point, I've gotten out of in some way. Let's see what else we have. I don't know. Let's see. Oh no, did something happen? Glenn, there's nothing wrong with parents doing things in their children's name and setting up charities. I don't know what I missed. I have to read that. Oh, he writes, that I was engrossed right now. I was. I do apologize. Dom did die on impact. Thank you for telling me that. Yes, Casey remembers the mom saying about how it didn't help that he had all that extra weight on top of him. I was like, what the is wrong with you? Oh my God, True says that whoever has the most commissary gets their pick of the women. That is a riot. Because she has goodies, she can pick and choose. That is so true, I'm sure. Right? It just goes to show that money talks no matter where you are. Kenzie isn't allowed to have a single bit of unhappiness or discomfort. Mom accepts all responsibility for Kenzie's emotions. 100%. That was that externalization that I was talking about. You guys are so smart. Alexa doesn't feel bad for Natalie, but I do wonder how she's able to do anything at all other than be at Mackenzie's beck and call. How miserable would one be, you know? Could part of this, Alexa, be guilt of maybe not even just guilt, partially guilt, but also how she might be perceived by other people. So, I mean, how much of it has to do with that too? This was such a good live. Her parents never let her experience disappointment or loss. 1,000% Calissa, which is one of the reasons, in my opinion, we found ourselves here. You know what I mean? So, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. This was a really good live. I'm sorry my voice is off a little bit. I have a sore throat. I don't think I'll be on tomorrow because Ava graduates and she's the vice president of her class all 4 years. So she has to do like a whole speech and all. So I'm excited for that. But that's going to be like a 3-hour extravaganza. So that'll be all night. But maybe Thursday I'll come back and we'll, talk about more of this. And we could go even further into it, into the deep dive that I did. But I just wanted to say thank you again to all my mods. I couldn't do this without you. All my members couldn't do this without you. Please like and subscribe to help me continue to grow. It's the only way. I know creators say this, but it's the truth. We put so many hours into this that it's almost impossible to explain to your family why you're taking so much time away from them. So there has to be some reward on the end, like liking and subscribing, so that at least the creator knows that the information you're giving them is wanted and that, more people should be hearing it. So that's all I ask. Yes, I need to rest my voice. You're right about that. Thank you so much about the graduation. I appreciate that. You acted out of guilt over divorcing. Yes. See? And sometimes we don't realize it. But Alexa, knowing that you did that just shows how much you've grown and how much you've learned from that, right? So isn't that what life's about, is going through it, taking from it the lessons, and then going forward, trying to do things better going forward. So yeah, there you go. So hopefully I'll see you guys over in Discord. Although I might not be on tomorrow or whatever, I'm always stopping in Discord and having jokes and showing. I made balloon arches. I've never done that before. You guys in Discord, I'm going to send you guys an updated picture because it does not look like it did last night. One of them fell over. Things fell off of them. It's a mess. But anyway, it's fun. So I was having fun doing it. That's all that matters. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. Have a great night. Thank you for joining me, and I hope I see you next time. Thanks again.